Tired of hitting the gym and feeling like you're stuck in a fitness Groundhog Day? Taking notes during your training sessions can unlock your true potential. Think of it as your fitness cheat sheet. Jotting down your workouts helps you track progress, remember what works, and avoid what doesn't. Plus, it keeps you motivated. Nothing beats seeing those gains stack up, right? And guess what? It's super simple. Just grab a notebook or your phone and start noting down the basics. Exercises, sets, reps, and how you felt. You'll start noticing patterns and can tweak your training to reach your goals faster. Need more reasons? How about fewer injuries? Knowing your limits means you can push yourself safely. So next time you hit the gym, don't forget your secret weapon, your training notes. Unlock your potential and watch your fitness game level up. Remember, the pen, or keyboard, is mightier than the dumbbell. Happy training.
I thought that I wanted to make a video on the importance of taking notes during your workouts. And I thought, let me look at what AI can do. And it generated this whole video. And it's pretty impressive, but it's not very authentic. I typed in just the idea, and then it came up with an entire script. It was pretty impressive, but it seems inauthentic if your YouTube channel's just had a bunch of AI. So I'm gonna critique the AI.
Tired of hitting the gym and feeling like you're stuck in a fitness Groundhog Day?
That's true. If you're not taking notes, you don't know where you are now compared to where you were. You don't necessarily know what works.
Taking notes during your training sessions can unlock your true potential.
If you want to be better than yesterday, you're going to have to write down what yesterday was to know that you were better than it. You're looking for tiny improvement if you're already trained. If you're not trained and you're new, you're going to be making huge improvement anyway. But if you've been training a long time, you're looking for tiny improvement. And if you're not taking down the notes, you're not going to really know where you are and if you're progressing.
Think of it as your fitness cheat sheet.
You having your notes in a workout versus not. Say you had notes for 3 months and then you started working out another 3 months without them. It actually kind of would be a cheat sheet. If I forgot my phone or my notepad and I'm halfway through the gym, I'm turning around to get them. That's how important they are.
Jotting down your workouts helps you track progress, remember what works, and avoid what doesn't.
Yeah, that point's obvious.
Plus, it keeps you motivated.
Not necessarily. It only keeps you motivated if you're making progress, if you're beating your last stats. If you aren't, it might make you less motivated because you'll see it's just a waste of time. Why would you keep going? If you're losing on workouts compared to the ones you did the week before, that would be very demotivating and you might want to quit.
Nothing beats seeing those gains stack up, right?
That is true. That is absolute motivation, especially when you have a lot of gains consistently in a row and you have that momentum and you know that next workout you're going to beat your last because you've been on such a good roll and your notes have been proving it to you.
And guess what? It's super simple. Just grab a notebook or your phone and start noting down the basics. Exercises, sets, reps, and how you felt.
It's true, it is super simple. For my notes, it's how many days rest in between the workouts, the time in the gym, so the starting time and the ending time. Because you have to take in consideration time because let's say you're doing a pushing workout and you were in the gym for 50 minutes. You beat your last records. And then the next time, and of course you maxed out, you're at 100%. And it was hard to beat those records, but you beat them. The next time you really want to beat them again, so you're taking bigger rests in between sets. And you're there for 2.5 hours. That's not comparable if you beat it where you had 2.5 hours to do it with these gigantic rest periods compared to your old workout. So you have to make sure that your workouts are close to the same time as the one before to be able to be comparable. It doesn't have to be exact, but I would say within 10 minutes for sure. If you're used to doing it at 50 minutes, it should be no more than 60. It should be close to 50. If you're beating it even, say you're doing 45 minutes, then you know you really progressed. Less rest in between those sets.
You'll start noticing patterns and can tweak your training to reach your goals faster.
You'll start noticing patterns. So if you're doing a pulling exercise consistently and you have 4 days in between and you're making small gains, and then something gets in the way and maybe you had a 10-day in between, but they went way up, now you might think, oh man, maybe I should do some Mike Metzger and rest even longer than I thought because it's working for me on these pulling days. And then you do it a few times and you see it's a fluke. Who knows? Training duration and how often per week is hugely debated. It's like diet. And there's good evidence on every side. So you can't really just latch on to somebody thinking they're the expert, because every side has their scientific data. And if you listen to one, every side sounds good because they have such good backing. So taking notes for yourself, you're going to have to discover it on your own.
Need more reasons? How about fewer injuries?
I completely disagree with this one. I don't know how your notes are going to give you fewer injuries. The most important thing for injuries is if you're new, that you don't go 100% until you're used to it. So you're going 80%, 90%, a few weeks, a few months, whatever, and then to the 100% after you're comfortable with these motions. The other thing that's the most important is being warm. You have to be warmed up. A warm body is going to have less injuries. So warm up before all of your hard sets on every exercise. Do a light set, a warm-up set to see where the weight needs to be, to see where the seat position needs to be. Do a few reps to make sure that you don't have a tendon that feels weird, a ligament, a muscle that feels strained or whatever.
Knowing your limits means you can push yourself safely. So next time you hit the gym, don't forget your secret weapon, your training notes. Unlock your potential and watch your fitness game level up. Remember, the pen or keyboard is mightier than the dumbbell. Happy training.
So the pen is definitely not mightier than the dumbbell. It's just another tool to help the dumbbell. If you could choose one or the other, of course you would have to choose the dumbbell over the pen.